夢ならばどれほど良かったでしょう。未だにあなたのことを夢に見る。忘れたものを取りに帰るように。古びた思い出の誇りを払う。戻らない幸せがあることを最後にあなたが教えてくれた。言えずに隠してた暗い過去も。
This has a bit more of a rock, I'll call it rock pop, J-rock pop. But there's something, I don't know if it's the Japanese language or something that is in the thread of what Japanese fans love, but there is an ease to the melodies and the way singers, like from women to men, from the more rock sounding ones to the more pop sounding ones, there's something, an ease. That's the word that always comes to my mind when I listen to Japanese singers. The melodies always feel easy, even when they're not. There's something about the way the singers interpret it, and that's a big generalization, but they always sound conversational somehow. Somehow.
あなたがいなきゃ永遠に暗いまま。きっともうこれ以上傷つくことなくありはしないとわかってる。あの日の悲しみさえあの日の苦しみさえその全てを愛したためと共に胸に残り離れない苦いレモンの匂い。雨が降り止むまでは帰れない。
Well sung, and this song has some great hooky little melodies in there.
今でもあなたは私の光。
Also, this gentleman's voice is very, well, it's deep and rich and masculine and a little bit unexpected when I look at him. I mean, I can't see his eyes, but he looks maybe petite and young. He just looks young, so it sounds unexpectedly bold. 暗闇であなたの背をなそったその輪郭を鮮明に覚えてる。 Interesting chord changes and note modulations, which that's another thing I think I've noticed across some Japanese songs.
受け止めきれないものと出会うたび溢れてやまないのは涙だけ。何をしていたの何を見ていたの私の知らない横顔でどこかであなたが今私と同じような涙に暮れ寂しさの中にいるなら私のこと。
So moving through, he's easily kind of moving up into his falsetto there and weaving that melody in a interesting way. This is pretty poppy for rock. Like the staging looks very rock and the band looks rock. And I would bet that some of his other songs maybe sound more rocky. Yeah. So this is pretty pop, pretty catchy, pretty poppy. This singer has a way of kind of highlighting the scoops, the grace notes. I hate the term scoop. What the term scoop means is when a singer enters a note kind of from underneath it, sometimes a semitone or two. And he has a way of kind of exaggerating or highlighting the scoops, maybe a little bit of push or a little bit of emphasis on them. Typically, I try and get singers to hide it more than this, but this is clearly his personal style and perhaps something that people really look for in him or in the song, and it probably makes it more sing-alongable.
とても忘れられないそれだけが確かあの日の悲しみさえあの日の苦しみさえその全てを愛してたあなたと共に胸に残り離れない苦いレモンの匂い雨が降り止むまでは帰れない切り分けた果実の片方のように
I'm trying to demonstrate it for you, but his voice sits in a difficult place for me. I'll try and listen a little longer. Okay, shiro. I'm doing it too extremely, but the staircase underneath that landing note is what I'm talking about that's getting kind of highlighted. Ooh, he has a nice speaking voice. Cool. Bravo. That's a great live performance.
I think he has very good pitch.
I think Japanese music is too happy for me.
Yeah?
Like the melodies are all like doobie doobie doobie. Like they're just, everything is just like, there's like a thread of happiness in it that it feels very like jubilant, playful.
To a Western ear, yes. Not to me.
Okay.
Like I would...
That fascinates me.
It's very different, yeah.
That fascinates me. So when you hear that, you don't hear playful, but you also know the words, or do you?
Not really. Well, it's a very familiar song, but I don't know how to sing it.
Is it old?
It's quite old. I think one of his most famous hits. Yeah, he's tonally very consistent, and pitch-wise is very good, I think.
Absolutely. I have to be just really careful. I mean, by all means, I give my taste, and I talked about my opinion, my taste all the time, but just vibrato. I'm so sensitive to vibrato. It transports me to other genres and other eras really instantly.
What about his vibrato?
It's just like deeper and there's like a push-pull nature to this, but not in a way that, like, he's a great artist, so I just feel different about commenting on a fully like an artist who it's working, but
Same
there's
with
like
Jam. Same with Jam.
Yeah.
Her cry and her mask is working for her. People love it. People copy it.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So it gets into this place where if people like it, then what does it matter if I don't like it?
Mm.
Like, I can see that it works.
Yeah.
But if just on a, because you have to remember, this technical singing isn't always the most appealing thing. It works for some singers, Joe Shen, JJ, Beyonce, whatever. But then there's singers who we just love their interpretation and their way of doing it, regardless of what somebody might. Oh, you shouldn't do it like that. Like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's no right or wrongs.
Yeah.
But as a coach, you can only really teach one style, though.
Well, one style and one philosophy.
Yeah, one
actually
philosophy,
is more what I would say. If you can talk, you can sing. Let's start by talking on these notes. One look at you, my whole life falls in line. Next, we're gonna make it longer. One look at you, my whole life falls in line. Now we're gonna add some extra notes, but we're gonna keep the rest the same. One look at you, my whole life falls in line. See how quickly that started to sound like singing?
無敵の笑顔でラスメリア知りたいその秘密ミステリアス抜けてるとこさえ彼女のエリア完璧で嘘つきな君は